strap, we will work our way through the body. So if our goal is a sensation of awareness, and what am I aware of? I'm aware of myself. I'm rooted in myself, and it feels familiar. When we feel sick and we say, I just don't feel like myself. And that mystifies most doctors. Like, look, I don't know what to do with that as a symptom. I don't feel like myself. We know what it feels to feel like ourselves. And ideally, at the end of the practice, you feel more like yourself. And you feel great affection and intimacy, connection with that self. You are joined. Because in that joining, I feel like myself, you are aligning with another self, the self that you come from, the self you'll return to, the one that's really enjoying the ride of this little mortal, broken-hearted, injured life. And then it's like, okay, that was fun, we'll do another one. And so to get there, we ignite the navel, we light our fire, and then we clear our legs, because these are our largest muscles and they're holding the hinge of our largest fold. And when that's full of undigested, unprocessed experience, it gets congested. And then even walking from place to place, I don't feel like myself in my stride, in my feet, in my hips. And that's disconcerting. So clear the legs, ignite the navel, amplify and expand at the heart to remember I'm here to feel this. I'm not here to numb away from it, I'm here to feel this. And that will clear your head and we'll be reconnected. It's so simple, and it's really, really, really what our body is for. So let's use it well. Blanket, 2 blocks, strap, you start on the back. Start on your back. If you only have half an hour, fantastic, use the first half hour, and then take at least 2 minutes on your back when you need to stop and head out. So knees bent, feet flat, interlacing your fingers over your right shin, bring it in, pausing. Roll your right ankle open and close your toes, get a little unstuck right in the feet. And then the left leg goes out long, inhaling the left heel high and then exhaling it down. And just take your time and feel it into the body. And you're beginning to reach into the inner heel. You're beginning to open the back of your abdomen, and the left side shoulder is heavy to the floor. Just go for 3. It's so simple and so important. You're unfolding all the Zoom meetings you've had this week. And keeping your left heel to the floor. Take your left hand overhead. And then take the left hand towards the right side of your mat, bow. Take your left heel a little towards the left corner of your mat, bow. Turn your chin to the right. And let the whole left side get a little longer. Flex your left foot, spread your toes, open your left hand. And then come into the middle. Knees bend, feet flat, heels wide as the mat, arms wide as your body, and then knees wash side to side. Just let it loosen. And notice left side, right side. So one was folded, one was open. Let them neutralize. And then draw the left knee into your chest and interlace your fingers and keep it close. And the right leg, inhaling up and exhaling down. So if we can start by cleaning this hinge, then all the other postures that it uses will be a clearer pose, because this hinge is a little bit prepared. 2 and 1. Heel down, right hand overhead. Take your hand towards the left side of your mat. Take your right heel toward the left corner, and just so you can shake out the left heel. Turn your chin to the left shoulder. And let the whole right side just bow open and drop into the floor. And let the whole posture become easier. Easier than that. Easier than that. And into the center. Heels wide, hands wide and overhead, and wash out side to side. Feeling how the breath starts to change as the hips loosen, as the low back opens, as the abdomen opens, spine center, feet flat. Palms down, lift your hips and bring your palms under your hips. And then sit your hips on your hands and bring your knees to your chest and your heels high. So if you have any hip injury or low back injury, drop your left heel and then bring it up. And drop your right heel and then bring it up. If it's too much, you bend your knees. So going one leg at a time is fantastic, or you can drop 2 feet and 2 feet down and 2 feet up. But just notice if that starts to create closure through the mid-body. You're looking to start to ignite. So the exhale down is clearing the navel, the inhale up is lighting the light. Like you would blow on a coal in the morning after it sat all night as embers. Just for 3. And for 2. And for 1, bring your knees in. Hands on shins. Put your left hand on your right shin, right hand overhead, left leg long. And then change, right hand, left knee, and change. So you've got a little bit of a twist, right shoulder towards left hip, left shoulder. Now turn your chin side to side. Your chin will know which way to go. Good. Now you can work right here, or hands behind your head, lift your head, and elbow to knee. And you're anchoring right into the center of your body. And you're moving with your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees bend, feet flat. You're going to take your blocks, lift your hips, and put your blocks on their lowest setting, and then set the hips down. Turn your palms open. So as we activate this, we want to open and expand that space. Left leg goes long, left heel open. Hands overhead. Hold opposite elbows and stand in your left heel and allow the left side hip to open. So that that pulse at your navel can start to distribute. Stand in the left heel. Right hand will hold your left wrist, go straight up and then a little to the right, looking right. So it's a little bit more of a lift through the left hip. Stand in the left heel, 1 more. And center. Bending your knee. So feet flat, fold opposite elbows, right leg straightens. Flex your foot and drop your right thigh. And let the drop of your right thigh bone open the right hip. Right low belly, right psoas. And just taking our time to really start to deepen access to our breath in the belly. Left hand holds the right wrist, go up and go a little left, look left. Stand now in the right heel, flex the foot, be firm from the hip to the heel. And just feel that as you're firm, you're sort of untangling the line from your hip to your heel. And center. Knees bend, feet flat, remove the blocks. And you'll cross your left ankle over your right knee. And let it move from side to side. Big, full sweeps like a windshield wiper. And there isn't any hurry. Right foot is at the center line of your mat. And as your left foot drops to the floor on the right side, pause there. Right hand to your left inner thigh, press away. And now soften your right inner thigh. Soften your left inner thigh. Soften the bowl of your pelvis and let the left thigh move away from your heart. So there's a little traction. Really softening through the lowest, innermost aspect of your abdomen. And then at center, let it come back up and interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. And just bring it in and raise and lower, straighten and bend your right heel. Sending your left knee away. 3, that's all. And 2. Each time you bend your knee, pull your right thigh a little closer. And now keeping it bent, lift your head, shoulders, widen your elbows, forehead towards your knee, left knee away, and then feet to the floor, pause. Right ankle over left, left foot on the center line, arms wide, knees washed side to side. That there are times when we're just tired. We don't want to come to our practice, but we know that our body is congested, and that's part of the reason we're tired. And so if you know that you can access right foot to the floor, left hand to right thigh, press away. Soften the grip of your right hip, soften the right shoulder to drop to the floor. And it's this little moment of traction. And in the traction, I know I'm holding my right hip. I know out of habit. And so little at a time, can I soften the hold on my right hip? And can I access the space that's inside of me? Can I fill the right side ribs with breath? And I drop the right side shoulder and keep softening. The right hip softens and softens. A little layer at a time. Into the middle. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh. Straighten and bend your left heel. Very, very straight, very, very bent. Flex the right foot. And you'll lift your head and shoulders, pressing your right knee forward with your right elbow. Tuck your chin round, 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 round as much as you can. So that now you let your legs all the way out, heels wide as the mat, hands overhead, wide as the mat. Notice the body. Notice the sensation from the navel through the legs, through the heels, through the hands. And if that's all the time you have, rest in your Shavasana right here. This will help you from gathering sort of chronic frustration or anger. Bend your knees, feet flat. Take your strap over the arch of your left foot. And just after this set, we'll do sun salutes, don't you worry. So my right knee is bent and my right foot is flat and the strap is over the arch of my left foot. Straight arms, hold either side of the strap wherever they meet it. So my arms are straight, my shoulders are down, and my left leg is long. Bend your elbows and bring your left knee down, down, down toward the floor. Be strong. Now push your left foot into the strap to straighten your arms. Pull as you come down. This will be exhale. And press as you go up. This is inhale. So the legs are strong and the arms are strong. And you're really deepening into the territory that we prepared. Keep your left foot very, very flexed, toes drawn back. And then pause, pressing into the left heel. Put both straps in the left hand. Take your right hand overhead, take your right leg long. And now bend the left elbow, elbow towards your knee, left heel all the way out of the hip socket. Reach, reach, reach. Things are strong and bright. Take your right arm wide and open the left leg wide to the left. See where you can go. 3, So you're holding both straps in your left hand. You're reaching the left hand wide, straight out of the navel towards your right heel, straight out of the navel towards your left heel, and come into the center. And release the strap, bend your left knee, foot flat, right foot flat. Pause. That's a big change for the legs. So strap goes over the right arch of foot. Arms are straight. Hold the strap wherever you find it. And then bending your elbows wide, bend your right knee down toward the floor and press your right heel high. Good, good. Bend your knee, widen. So you're holding one strap in each hand. Yeah, now widen your elbows and pull it down like it's a horse. And then push it up. Yeah. Use your breath. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Yes. Good, good, good. Now put both straps in the right hand. Left arm wide. Left leg straightens. And the right leg goes wide. Maybe you drop your right elbow as a brace. And you extend into your right heel. That's it. Wrap your left hip down toward the floor. That's the plan. Ah, mighty. Get your breath all the way to your belly button. Bring it up into the center. And release your strap. Legs long, heels wide. Shake out the feet side to side and the knees up and down. Again, a perfect place if you need to stop. That the legs are bright. And that the navel has access to the heels. That the lines through the low body are clear. Come to lie down on your belly, child's pose. If you like to pad your knees and shins, then you'll have your blanket right down underneath you. Child's pose, arms are out long. And you'll notice in your posture that you're a little bit deeper, a little more access into the hips. Let's start into the shoulders, rising up, tuck of the toes, lift your hips, press your hands down and away. And then hands and knees, broaden your back, knees bend, toes together, exhaling, folding back. Rising up, here's inhale, pressing back, here's exhale. We'll go one more round just like that. Inhale, hands, knees. Exhale, child's pose. Rise up. Walk your dog. Walk your dog. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Turn your toes out, put a block under your left hand, and make a big reverse circle with your right. Let your hips move forward and back. And so from the mobility you've made in the hips, from the clarity of your legs and your feet, help your upper body. Bend your knee, open your chest. Yes. Good, good, good. And then right arm stays beside your ear. And your hips move forward and back. Keep that going. And feel the bend of your knee open all the way into the chest. And keep your right knee bent and lift your left knee off the floor. Turn your right toes towards the front. Lift your left head as you roll your right ribs and then reach your right hand over the top. So you got a little twist through the navel. And then the right hand comes down and we shift it. Block goes to the right. Walk your dog. And notice in particular the right hand, the right hip, and the right heel. Big wag of the tail. Turn to the chin as you need to. And the left foot steps outside of the left hand. Excellent. Right hand onto the block. Left toes turn out, and that circle is like backstroke through a pool. And you're using the left heel to draw your hips forward and back. And that every posture is a means of releasing the past from your body. If you've gone on a big bike ride, you can feel it in your legs the next day. Arm beside your ear, hips forward and back. If you've done a lot of work in the past week at your desk, you can feel it in your body. And that begins to influence the present moment because we feel the past in our body. Turn your left toes forward. Lift your right knee. Lift your right hip as you turn the left ribs. Back heel. Front knee. Draw them apart. And come down. And walk your dog. And so if we can get the past out of our body, then we can have better access to the present moment. And that's really what we're hungry for. That's when we say, I feel like myself. Because I exist right now. Let your dog be still, let your heart be high. So we'll move through Sun Salutation C. We'll build it into a little lunge, a little fold. And let it move. Right foot steps up. Left foot follows. Feet fit 2 fists between them. So every time we step up, we want that amount of space between the feet. Arms go wide, thumbs point down. Fingers are wide like wings. Sit your seat down, then spin your thumbs up. Lift your heart. Press down to rise up. Palms together and down the back. Tuck your chin and stay. Little wag the tail. Elbows go up and come in. As you let go, reach up, look up. Now bend your knees and reverse down. Thumbs down, knees bent, hands down. Left foot, left knee, hands up high. And sweep forward and back, just letting the arms swing for a moment. Letting the breath move to the front and the backs of your ribs. Hands high, palms together, down the back, tuck the chin, hands up, look up. And fold. Step back down dog. Left foot steps up, right knee comes down. Hands up and down. Loosen. Shake out the fingers, shake out the jaw, loosen your tongue and your eyes. Palms together, down the back, tuck of the chin, and reach up, look up. And fold. Step up. So feet 2 fist distance, hands wide, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, palms together, tuck your chin, elbows in, rinse, and now release, look up. And fold. Arms wide, right foot, right knee, hands up high, palms together, down the back, tuck the chin, elbows in, and let it go. And fold. Down dog. Right foot, left knee down, and inhale up. Take your time. Down the back, and up, and fold. Step up. Sweep wide, sit down, stand tall. Unfold. Tuck your chin, keep your hips open, and release. Knees bent, tail back, folding, left foot. Heart forward, hands high. Down the back, tuck of the chin. Release. And fold. Down dog. Longer left foot, longer body, longer breath, longer movement. Down the back. Longer fingers. Fold. Step up. Sweep wide, sit down, stand tall. Down the back, tuck of the chin, toes up. Letting go. Fold. Right foot, right knee, hands up. We'll stay a beat. Good. Straighten your front leg a little. Bring your hips back. Hands up high. Put your palms together if you can. And bend your front knee. Good. Hands up high. Look a little higher. Wriggle. And bend your front knee. Hook your thumbs. Keep your palms together. Look a little higher. Slowly bend your knees. Stay 3. Look up. Reach up. 2. Look up. Release wide down. Step back down, up. Give it a breath. The arms are lengthening, the legs are lengthening, the breath is lengthening, the present moment is lengthening. We're bending time, slowing down. Right foot, left knee, hands high. Take your time, your palms together. If they don't meet overhead, they're shoulder width. Straightening your front leg enough to come up and then bend. Find your way in, inhale up, lift the gaze, and bend. Notice how lifting your gaze makes a little more length in the front body. And so slow it down and stay 3. You cannot go as far forward here, 2. You don't need to go as far forward. And releasing, step back, downward facing dog. Out of the left hand, left hip, left heel. Bring your feet together behind you and raise your right heel high. Bend your right knee. Roll your right hip open for a moment. You're going to bring your right knee into your chest. Keep the knee bent. Go right to the side and up behind you, keeping your knee bent. So knee into the chest, tuck your chin, meet it. Sweep your right knee wide up behind you, and then knee into the chest, round. Sweep wide, extend your right heel high, open it up, step your right foot to your right thumb. Lunging, hands high. Straighten your front leg. Hug your heels towards each other, bend your front knee, bend your elbows. Exhale. Inhale, straight leg, straight arm. Exhale, bend. And rise. Good. Bend the front knee. Now only the hands to rise. Palms together. Lift your gaze. Lift your left thigh. Lift your gaze. Cross your thumbs. Hug your upper arms towards your ears. Lift your gaze. Lift your left thigh. And feel the left side psoas ribs. Reach wide. Good. Left hand to the floor. Pause. Soften your right thigh. A little forward, a little back. It's not gripping. Right hand to right thigh. Revolve. Right hand high. Turn your palm to the front. Just turn it so the arms are drawing straight apart. Right fingertips to the ceiling. Straight up. Good. Little hips high. Little bend in the knee. Little hip high. Lift them up. Bend your right knee forward, tack it on the front wall, reach your back heel back, right hand overhead. Now turn and turn and turn and turn. And hand down. Step back, down dog. Float your right heel. Bend and straighten your right leg and get a little more space so the right hip crease isn't congestion. And the right foot to the floor and pause. Walk your dog. Give it motion, give it motion, give it motion. Turn your right heel in and down to the floor. Let your left knee bend. So you're on the ball of your left foot. Put a little bend in both knees and now begin to circle your right hip. As though your hip was circling around your right heel. And as you do, feel it all the way through the chest. You're finding the full right footprint on the floor. 3. And you're churning out the tension and the hold. I can feel how my right hip is holding the back of my neck. And then center, walk it out. Right foot to the center, left heel high, lift it up. Good. Bend your left knee. Bring your left knee to your chest. Pause. Be gentle, be wise. Sweep to the left, sweep up back, straighten your right leg. Knee to the chest, knee wide and up and back. One more big circle, knee to chest, rounding to meet it. And then straighten your right leg, straighten your arms, straighten your left leg. And step your left foot up, high lunge. Hands sweep up. Land straighten your front leg. And then bending your knee, bend your elbows, back heel back. 3. 2. Back heel back, right thigh rising, only the hands up. So the base is steady, right hip forward, lift your gaze. Palms together, perhaps hook your thumbs, lift your gaze. Ribs back, navel strong, lift your gaze. And hands wide and set down, and the hips a little forward and back so you're not gripping the left hand. Forward and back, let it go. And the right hand down under the right shoulder and the left hand on the left thigh, revolve. A little forward, a little back. So the ball of your right foot is an anchor, and the heel of your right foot is over it, and it doesn't move now as you revolve left hand high. So from your right hip to your right heel, you built that clean line. Left palm turns overhead, and then gently reaches over. And that right hand is making a turn. But the hips are square, and the navel is turning, and the heart is turning, and the right thigh is steady. And the left hand high and wide and down, and step back, down, down. Flip your left heel, straighten and bend your leg. We're not creating more congestion. We're creating lines that open, circulate. As your left foot comes down, turn your left heel in. Bend your right knee. And circle. For me, my whole left side is so bewildered and agitated and closed. My hypothesis is I hold my phone in my left hand and I type on it with my right. And so I'm holding that little box of electrons. And the whole left side of my body stay. Walkie dog. And I can feel how that current that is not my current, that is my phone's current, that is the 5G current of the world telling me all the YouTube news is coming through my left side. Good, good, good. So knees wide, toes together, fold your way back, find your child, find your fingertips, wag your tail. Let's just turn a little bit, hands and knees. Bring your left hand high. Turn your heart to the left. Bring your left hand behind your head, and then bring your left elbow to your right wrist and fold down. Unfolding. Reach your left hand high. Left hand to your head, left elbow to your wrist, revolve. And unfold. Good. And one more. And unfold. Good, keep your left arm straight. Hips go back, left hand on top of right. Hips are square, shoulders square off as you come down. Keep turning. Keep rolling the left ribs down into the floor. And now come up. Rising up, left ribs open, left hand high, press down to rise open. And go, hips back, left hand down, revolve. Unfold. One more, hips back, left hand down, all the opening you've made, wrap it down, and now unfold, hand high, take your left hand behind your right wrist, and bring your left shoulder to the floor and stay. A little forward, a little back, all the way through the mid-body, all the way through the chest, drop the left side of your head, the back of your left hand to the floor. Let the breath change. So the opening you made through the left outer hip, bring it all the way up into the left outer shoulder. Walk your right fingertips forward overhead. Turn your chin to look under your right armpit. Keep adjusting that your spine is reaching back out of the crown. Lift your right knee, tuck your right toes, revolve. Walk your hand a little further to the left. chin to the right armpit. Right knee down. The right hand back. Child's pose. Uncoil. Hands and knees. Keep your right hand high. Little wag of the tail. Notice like where it's caught. Where is the posture already closed? Turn the chin, wag of the tail. Now right hand behind your head as you can, you're looking up. And then the right hand high. No, right elbow down to the left wrist. We rinse. Rolling open, right hand high. Hand to head, exhale, elbow to wrist, exhale, elbow up, inhale, hand up high, inhale again, to exhale, to inhale, right hand on top of left, exhaling back, ribs wrap down, roll open, ribs roll open, exhale down, hips back, wrap your right ribs down, and rise up. And fold back. Keep your ribs down, keep your hips back, give it a breath. The right side going a little longer, a little deeper into the chest cavity. And rising up, hands apart. And wrap your right hand behind your left. Right shoulder to the floor, pause. So the right side of your head drops to the floor, relax your neck, open the right palm, back of the hand to the floor. If that's enough, stay right there. Or the left hand reaches overhead. Start to turn towards the back of your head a little bit. Going on, you would lift the left knee. If it's too much, keep it down. Lift the left thigh so that you're standing cleanly on the sole of the left foot, all the way to the left hip. And then you're turning the very top aspect of your spine. Walk your hands to the left. Keep lifting the left thigh. And knee down. Left hand back, finding center, child's pose. Rise up to kneeling. Right hand, thumb down, back of your hand to your spine. Left hand, thumb down, back of your hand to your spine. So fold your hips back. This is breath out, head folding down. Sweep wide, reach up. This is inhale, take your time. Take your time, unfold, wag the tail, drop the shoulders, open, close your hands. And now widen, thumbs down, hands to the spine, exhale. Rise up, inhale. 3. And you start to bring your hips forward and back. And you move through the rotation, thumbs down, thumbs back, to open through the chest. Oh. Good. Only the right hand, reach wide, reach high. As you fold back, look to the left. Left hand wide. Reach up, reach back. As you fold, look right. Inhale, right hand wide and high. Look left as you fold. Left hand wide. Be strong in your legs. Fold and unfold with deliberation. You're rinsing the neck, the throat, the spine. Energy from the heart coming up into the head. Sweep wide. Left hand back, look right. Last time, so listen, rise up, palms together, thumbs to the heart. Stay. Palms face forward, and then take those open hands right to the low back. If you need to, tuck your toes under. I find when I tuck my toes, I have more access to send my hips forward. Widen your eyes, drop your shoulders, and lengthen your navel. Ha! One option, stay right here. Or right hand to right heel. Right heart high, left hand up. And a little bit back, go 3. Go 2, legs are strong. You come out the way you came in, left hand down. Hands to hips. If you need to fold to pause, wag it out. Good, left hand to left heel. Right hand high. If any of that is too much, keep your hands at your hips. Draw your hands apart. So the right hand moving away from the left. The left hip coming forward. And then 2 hands, right hand down, left hand downward facing dog. Press down, lift up, and back. Drop into your hands. Keep your knees soft. I am this, starting to remember the majesty of the present moment in your body. Anchor, drop your head more. Drop your head more, turn your chin. We're rinsing out the neck, the face, the jaw. Bend your knees, pull your heels over the balls of your feet, lift up. Reach your heels back and down. So bend of the knees, heels come over the balls of your feet. Lift your hips up higher. Drop your head, heels back and down. One more like that, big rinse, big bend in your knees. Lift your heels high, lift out of the hips and back and down. Stay. Inner heel down, outer heel down, inner thigh back, outer hip back. Thank you, legs. Thank you, legs. Walk your feet to your hands, sit down in front of your blanket. And as you lie back, the tops of your shoulders are in line with the top edge of the blanket. Palms open, notice. Heels wide, knees in. All the sensations of your body settling. So we'll set up the most modified, bring yourself a block, lift your hips and place the block widthwise under the lowest setting, under your low back. Back of the head is a little bit lower than the heart because you're on the blanket. Tops of the shoulders are supported by the blanket. So the head is on the mat, the shoulders are on the blanket. Draw your knees towards your chest. Let yourself come to rest on that block. Hands on the thighs or on the outer hips. And float your heels up. Lift your heart so there's this little arch in the low back. And if you're staying here, I want you to gently walk very slowly. Bending one, pressing the other. Bending one, pressing the other. And that might mean that you stay for a few breaths with one knee bent, heart high, standing in a heel. Oh. And then changing, one knee bends, one heel high, pausing, heart high, little arch in the low back, opening the throat. The neck is long. Being changed, being reversed, being inverted. So if you need to, you work right here, pressing and straightening your legs the way we did with the strap at the start. If you prefer to have your hips slightly higher, you may need to move the block to get a little momentum. And then knees to chest, elbows to the floor, catch your hips in your hands. Your shoulders are still on the edge of the blanket. The back of your head is still on the floor. Turn your knees in and your heels out. Let your legs drain. Let your head drain. Let your low back relax and lengthen. And know that you're toning your kidneys, your adrenal function. And the kidneys in traditional Chinese medicine, the keepers of your waters, your fluidity. Restoring our hydration. Draw your right knee towards your right shoulder. Bring it down. Press your left heel high. Flex your left foot. Good. And straighten your right leg and bend your left knee. Reach a little further into the right. And so very slowly and very steadily, same thing. Bending a knee, straightening the other. Using this to flush out the legs, the fluids. Using the fold of the thighs towards the body to rinse the abdomen and the inner organs. And both knees bent. So wherever you are, bend both knees. Let your knees be wide-ish. Let your toes be together-ish. Just feel where the body can balance and fold deeply into itself. Relax the legs. Let the toes drop wherever they will. For 3. Big breath all the way up behind your heart for 2. Soften your face. Big breath in. Call it in, call it in, call it in. And then you release slowly, bringing your hips down. If you're up on a block, bend your knees, put your feet down. As you land the low back, pause. Knees are bent. As you find the floor, lift your hips, take the block away. Arms widen. Heels wide, knees fall in. Low back lengthens and settles. Balance the body. The counter pose that we'll use is a supported Sphinx. So right where you are, you're going to turn over on your belly and fold your blanket in half from back to front. So just turning over, belly down, and it gets to be a thick rectangle. And I lay my hips right on that rectangle. Little wag of the tail. Elbows down. Right under the shoulders. So now I went from an inverted posture of my head below my heart, and now I reverse that. And let my head drain. Let my hips be heavy. With your elbows in the floor, imagine that you could widen your elbows. And imagine that that would widen the base of your neck and the base of your skull. It's subtle. Imagine that your thighs could be even heavier. And walk your thighs back. And the heels wash in and out. And as you wash the heels in and out, the hips relax, the thighs get heavier, wag the tail. Let your heels drop wide, and as you do, wrap your outer hips forward. Your toes back. So you'll start to sink the pubic bone more clearly. Wash your heels in And feel your inner thighs wrap in and down. And now the tailbone drops down. Heart up. Elbows wide. So heels wide, the outer hips wrap forward. Heels in, the inner hips, inner thighs wrap down. Find it exactly in between. So the inner thighs draw down and the outer hips draw forward. And the legs are active and heavy. Widen your hands. And now rise. Keeping your thighs very heavy, lift your elbows. The back of the neck is long, the front of your throat is long, your thighs are heavier and heavier and heavier. And as your thighs are heavier, your heart is lighter. And there's a length through the whole front surface of your thighs, chest. The breath in and out through your nose, through the front surface of your ribs, lengthen the backs of your ribs. Just stay right here. You're building strength and stamina in your legs. Inner thigh down, outer hip forward, legs stronger. You've made clarity in your legs. Use that clarity. Reach from the hip into the toes. Without clenching your low back, find the breath in the front chest. And turn your elbows back down to the floor and pivot. Left palm to the floor, left forearm parallel to the back of your mat. Perfect. And bend your right knee or reach your right hand back. Can you find it? Walk your left foot a little closer to center, left hip down. And you'll bring your right heel towards your right hip. If you have the capacity, you'll bring your fingers over the tops of your toes. And wrap your right hip down, square your hips, lengthen the back of your neck. Now don't lose what you made, inner thighs down, outer hips forward. Can you find it in half frog? Ha. And release. Wag the tail, shake out the feet side to side. Right arm pivots, parallel to the end of the mat. Right foot towards the center. Left knee bends. Left hand back inside the foot. And then fingers pivot to come over the top of the toes. Nearly. Yes! No. No. Okay, inside you're going to put your thumb up. Reach straight back. And your fingers point to the back wall. And your thumb points up. Good. Now bring it close. Perfect. Hands on the top of your foot, elbow up. Good. Turn your fingers to point to the left. Good. Keep turning them. Yes. How did you do that? Ah, yes. Now you got it. You got it. You got it. Now square your hip down. Left hip down. Look forward. You did it. Your toes know you did it because you're stretching the top of your foot. Yes. Heel of your hand on your toes. You got it, you got it, you got it. And let go, wag your tail. Wag your hips. Press back. Child. Set your leg aside. Knees wide, toes together. Beautiful. Beautiful. You'll make a dog, and as you do, you're facing the back of your mat, which is totally great. Tuck your toes, find your dog, walk your dog, let everything out. All of the turning and twisting and inverting, opening, find your dog. Come back home. You'll step your right foot to your hands and pivot to face the left side of your mat, which is perfect. And then bend left knee, right knee. Coming to the inner thighs. Inner thighs. Inner thigh. Right knee, left knee. Find center. Turn your toes in, your heels wide. Walk your fingertips back and then wrap your elbows towards each other. Bend your elbows, imagining the crown of your head toward the floor or finding it. Elbows wrap in, hips reach up, heels reach down. So just check it. You look at your elbows. Are they over your wrists? If you need to, walk your hands back so that your wrists are under your elbows and your elbows are hugging in. And with your hands on the floor, you're hugging your hands forward toward the left side of the mat, and that's opening the backs of your hamstrings. Walk your fingertips under your shoulders. And again, wag the tail, bend the knees. So a final twist here is that the left hand finds center under your face. Perfect, come on your fingertips. And your right hand will reach to the left shin. So if you can't reach it, you're going to heel toe your feet a little closer till your right hand finds your left shin. Look up underneath it. Good, walk your left hands forward now. So your left hand goes forward, you're turning like we did on our hands and our knees. And walk your hand to the right and to the right and to the right, to the right. Imagine you could bring your right shoulder to your right thigh. Keep walking your hand to the right. Keep spinning. So that spin goes all the way down the backs of your legs. All the way through the armpit. Yeah. Find center. Left fingertips under the face. Right hand down. Left hand to your right shin, bending your left elbow. Walk your right hand forward and look under your right armpit. And now walk your right hand to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Reach it away from you. Sit your seat back, revolve. This full body flush, thighs back, toes long. Look up under there. The left hip wants to drop, but you're going to keep lifting it up so the hips are even. 2. 1. Bring it back into the middle. Big bend in the knees. Get your blanket and come to sit down with your hips wide, heels wide. So I'm still facing the left side of my mat. You're welcome to do whatever you're going to do. Pause that we have grounded and opened the legs. With the legs, we've rinsed through the spine. And as the spine opens and the shoulders are free, I can feel space in my jaw, in my teeth, in my sinuses, in my eyes. And all that space is the present moment. Sweep side to side. And so when we say I don't feel like myself, really I'm feeling like the past. And we know what the present tense self feels like. We're hungry to be there because it has a quality of freedom. Has a sensation of alignment that we can't even name, but we are aware of it. Good. As you sit up tall across your right shin in front of your left, be able to reach your strap, and you can face the front of your mat or the side of your mat, wherever you are. So the strap is going to go inside your right thigh, and your right hand will help take it around and under your right thigh. And then you lay it over the top. So I've made a loop around my right thigh, and it points out to the right, and that's perfect. So the left hand will reach up and then elbow to rib as I bring it down. And I'll reach the left hand up and bend my right elbow toward the floor. And then reach your left hand wide, left thumb down. Good. Turn your thumb back, turn away from it. Turn your left palm open, look towards it. Turn your left thumb down and look away from it. And start to feel the rotation through your palm is all the way through your left upper arm. And from the left upper arm all the way into the left side jaw. Good. And as you turn your thumb back, stay. And bring the back of your hand to your mid-spine and sit up tall a moment. Give it a little shimmy. Give it a little shimmy. And we're accessing across the throat, the collarbone, so that the head and the heart have easier access. And just feel the tension. You'll most likely feel a closure on the front of your left shoulder. So Linda's shoulder is gone high, and to suggest that, drop the hand behind you lower. Drop that. Now we've got some space. Awesome. Awesome. So you'll take your right hand and take the strap and lay it into the left hand behind you. Both straps. So I'm holding it right at my hip. Good. Take your right hand and put the back of your right hand on your left knee. Perfect. So we're all set. Now we've made a bind and we don't need to worry about anything else. Just hold the strap, hold the back of the knee, and then turn your chin to your right shoulder and drop your right shoulder towards your right knee. Ah. So that's going to be a big rinse from the left jaw to the left shoulder. Lift, turn your chin, turn it up, now follow it up. Sit up tall and keep turning it to the left. Take your left elbow back. That will be our exhale. Now your chin leads up and over to the right side shoulder and folds the shoulder to the knee that folds us down. Exhale. So the inhale is in between. We exhale it back. We inhale it up and over. We exhale it down. Good. Go again. All the way under the jaw, through the root of your tongue. Up and over. And down. And now stay, chin to shoulder, shoulder to knee, straighten the right arm, and trust the bind. Relax the left shoulder, relax the left side of your neck and your throat and your head. Lifting your chin, rising up and over. Turn over the back shoulder, press into the back of your right hand and turn through. Now feel the right side neck, right side jaw. And when you release both hands to the thighs, sitting tall, there'll be an elasticity. So when I let go, I'm sort of internally facing my left knee, and as I sit, that will uncoil and I'll slowly face forward. And just feel the slow connective tissue unwind. And keep letting go, keep setting down, keep uncoiling. All the things you were holding from the past, emptying out, setting down. Legs go wide. You can leave the strap. Shake out your feet and again move side to side. And notice left side, right side. For me, it's vastly different. And when we notice the difference that a posture creates, sometimes that helps us to really commit to the pose because we know it's going to provide something. And center. Cross your left shin in front of your right. Set up your strap to go down the middle, under the left thigh, and then over the left thigh, and it points to the left. Right? So that we can put the left palm down and the right hand up over, and the right elbow to rib, and down. So the length of the right side shoulder to right side hip is related to the right side of your spine. Go one more, open it up. And we want that to be long before we turn it. Shake out your right knee, drop your right hip. Breath into the right side body. And rising up tall, the right palm faces forward, thumb is up, and then thumb down. As it turns back, you look away. As you turn your thumb forward and up and then back, look to your right hand, reach. Turn your thumb down, look away. Now really begin to turn the chin from side to side. Turn the palm open And then the palm back and the thumb back. Go one more time. And you're rotating through the palm to access the rotation of your upper arm. Bend your right elbow. Take it behind you, left hand to thigh. Now a little shimmy. And feel all the ways that that action is connected to the right side of your neck and your jaw and your face, the base of your skull. Little shimmy. Keep dropping it down. If your right shoulder hiked up, put your hand lower on your spine. All the way through the neck. Notice what holds, where it's dark or congested. And then the back of your hand down to the back left hip. And from there, I use my left hand to bring both straps into my right hand. Good, there's my bind. Turn the back of your back hand. So your right hand, put the back of your hand against your body. So your palm is facing away, holding the strap. And that puts your shoulder in a nice, safe posture. Good. Bring your heels a little forward so they're under your knees. Awesome. That's going to make a difference. So back of your hand to your right knee. There's our bind. Chin to the left shoulder. Left shoulder folds down. Because of the bind, it will open the right shoulder. If you need to, walk your hand down the strap a little bit. And then you'll lead your chin up and over to the right shoulder. Right elbow back. Revolve. Inhaling up and over. Exhaling, folding. So all the tension we've created from the neck through the spine, reach up, inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through the spine, and then turn right. Again, rise up, turn left. Trust the bind and keep your chin to your shoulder as you fold. Micro movements of your chin and your head to access into the neck, into the face, the right shoulder, keeping the left arm straight. So that you lead your chin up, over, all open through the trachea, the throat, turn to the right, keep it all long, sit up tall. Trust the bind, soften your chest, rise tall as you revolve. And now as you release, eyes closed, hands on thighs, notice the uncoiling. And as you uncoil, notice the crown of your head. Energy gathering through the limbs, through the torso, into the spine filled with light, the light rising to the crown of your head. So we'll have 2 Shavasana today, a bonus. Because this is the perfect place to rest. My suggestion is that you support the Shavasana with the edge of your blanket. So set everything aside. If you need an extra layer, give yourself a layer. And then take the length of your blanket. Right now mine is folded twice. I'm going to set it down the middle of my mat and sit right in front of it. And as I sit in front of it, there are 3 options with the legs. You may cross your legs and lie back. You may put the soles of your feet together and lie back. But the back of your head is supported by the blanket. The spine is supported by the blanket. If you like, the legs are loosely crossed. If you like, the soles of the feet are together. If you like, the legs are straight and the backs of the thighs are heavy. So a traditional Shavasana, the legs would be long, shake out the feet and the knees, the palms are open. or to bring a little energy into it, a little bit of action. We're only here 3 minutes. The arms straight out of the shoulders and the elbows bend at a right angle so that it's sort of a field goal. This is possible for some bodies and it is not possible for others. So feel into it, adjust it if you need to. Find the posture for your legs. So my soles and feet are touching and my knees are wide. My arms are wide. My inner arms are exposed. As you breathe in, breathe first to the notch between your collarbones, then to the sternum, and then to the solar plexus. As you breathe out, let the abdomen be heavy and empty from the navel to the chest to the throat. Inhale from the throat to the chest toward the navel. And the exhale from the navel to the chest to the throat. But it's very, very smooth. As it becomes smooth, it becomes long. And the inhale and the exhale match. Maybe 6 counts in, 6 counts out. The breath becomes smaller. Just a minute more with the technique, stay with it. From throat to chest to navel. Exhaling navel to chest to throat. No gaps, no pauses. And then release the technique of the breath. Bring your hands down, palms open. Straighten the legs. If they're not. So if that's what you wanted, was a 60-minute asana, you are good to go. And I will put us into a kriya for intuition. To keep accessing connection between the heart and the head. So that they both know there is no separation. One option would be to stay right here throughout the time. The Kriya will be 10 minutes. It'll be 3 minutes in each posture. Posture is completely accessible to everyone, and the body's prepared for it. Another option, if you prefer, we will return to a little more of a restorative Shavasana at the end. We will slide the blanket from under the spine and put it crossways under the backs of your legs. And this will drop that lift of the chest so that the heart and the head are in one line and the legs are supported to release the low back. So you're welcome to hang out there. Or slowly rolling to one side, build your way back to a cross-legged seat. So cross-legged seat is a seat. If that means that kneeling is preferable, kneeling is absolutely available to you. Set a block between your heels so that you're stable and there's no compression in your knees. If seated, if you would prefer, you can sit on the edge of the chair. There's no need that this is done seated. Can also be done standing up tall. So we'll have 3 gestures. And the first is that the thumb and the first fingertips touch, the palms face you. That posture we had on our back in Shavasana now has a lot more space. Very small, a little left and a little right. Very simple. Inhale left, exhale right. And notice there's no athleticism. You're feeling into the openings, you're settling into the seat. You're turning from the navel, you're staying safe through the upper back. If you need to modify, bend your elbows, fingertips towards your shoulders. And then you close your eyes, inhale left, exhale right. You can turn your chin, follow your elbows, or keep it steady if that makes you dizzy. It's steady, no fast movements, just steady. Can you loosen your eyes as though you could feel them moving under your eyelids? Letting the upper spine loosen and move. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up high, inhale, chin up, reset. Tuck your chin. Rise up from the pelvic floor, through the body, little wriggle, nothing stuck, nothing closed, no congestion. Up, up, up to the crown of your head. Crown of your head. Lift your chin. Breathe out the top of your head. Hands down, notice. And as you rest your arms in that sensation of release and relief, let that grow. Keep setting things down, obligations, responsibilities. Keep setting that down. Next posture, palms are open, arms are out. And then exhaling the palms together at the chest. Inhale out wide. Exhale to the crown up overhead. And then inhale wide, exhale close. So the modification is hands the height of the hairline. Right? So if you can't get your hands up overhead, you just do what you can. Now find the breath is a little quicker, it's a little bit stronger. At any point, if you need to, pause, shake it out, restart. If you need to modify it, make it smaller, make it lower, make it slower. Let the posture serve you, and over time, work your way into a little bit more evolution. So the seat is very strong, the navel is strong. The more that we rise up into the ether, the more we clear our consciousness and become aware, the more rooted we want to be. Like a great tall tree needs to have a great deep roots. For the last minute, what if you put more interest, more attention in your breath, and let your arms be a little looser, a little lighter, a little effortless, and just the breath. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, inhale. Tuck your chin, gather all your energy up out of the seat, up through the navel, up through the heart, up through the throat, up into the midbrain, right to the crown of your head, and keep it right there. Up, 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 chin up, breath out, hands wide. Notice and keep releasing as you rest. Just set down, set down, set down. A sensation like a great helmet of light, of projection, of protection around you. Radiance from the heart in all directions. This incredible sacred self. Thumb and first fingertip of your left hand come together. And the left palm drops to the thigh and the left arm is open and the shoulders are even. So use the left hand on your thigh. This keeps the shoulders square. And the right hand, most modified, fingers together. And the fingertips are pointing up. There's about a 60-degree angle in your forearm. Steady breath. Now as you stay here, try extending out and extending out and extending out. And so the full posture, the arm is extended, the right shoulder is the same height as the left. If you need to modify, you just bend your elbow a little, a little, a little, a little, a little, until you can sustain it. Long, steady breathing. Adjust as you need to. Stabilizing your energy. Remembering the breath into the throat, into the chest, into the solar plexus, and out in reverse. stabilizing our awareness. Keep adjusting any tension. The left side shoulder equals the right side shoulder. The face is soft, perhaps the hint of a smile. Bend your right elbow as you need to. Have a direct experience of your own ability, not your own force, not your own rigidity or judgment. Have a direct experience of your choice. No tension in the neck or the jaw. It's tempting. Soft through the shoulders and the arms. So as the intensity may grow, build the breath to meet the intensity. You are meeting yourself. Can you handle the intensity of your true light? 30 seconds. Where can you extend from the heart into the fingers, from the heart into the seat? Where can you be supported? Where can you release? 10 seconds. Feeling it all. Noticing, opening, shifting, becoming. Inhale. 3 sips, go. Heart up, chin in. Now sit deeply. Call your awareness up through your body, up through your body, up through your body, up right to the crown of your head. Steady, stable. Chin up, breath out, hands down, and let go. And let go everything that would limit you. Everything that would separate you, let it go. You may sit here, or to finish, just the last 4 minutes. Put your blanket beside you so that as you lie down, the backs of your thighs are supported by the bolster. And the shoulders down, the palms open, the body at complete rest. First few breaths may be full if needed. Release the practice. Release the plan. rest in this last minute. Soften further. And in the softening, sweeten further. Just a little more release. So that as you begin to breathe deeply, you return lighter, both radiant and less weighted by what you brought. Let the breath be lighter and fuller. Explore the hands overhead and roll the ankles, open, close the toes. Chin moves. Walk your feet in, hold your shins, roll your ankles, move your tail. And at your own pace, roll yourself up into a cross-legged seat to conclude. Sweep wide, reach high. And the palms come together right down the middle. We'll finish with 3 Oms with that gesture, sweeping wide. O in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. Forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Have a fantastic rest of your day, wherever you go, whatever you do. So you've got 4 replay options. There's a really nice sort of 10-minute warm-up, releasing the legs, low back if you've been sitting. Just play that when you need it. Get it out of your system after you've had a big meeting or you've been in the car a long time. Those first 10 minutes are all you need to get it out of your legs and go cook your dinner. Or the first 30 minutes are going to move us from the legs to strengthen the navel and back into the legs again. A little further, a little deepening if you're tired or heavy or hungover. Activating the navel is going to help you burn through whatever strange choices you made and come back to yourself. And then the full 60 minutes of asana, or if you chose, you could just do those last 20 minutes. You could do the kriya and then rest. And that kriya is to activate the intuition, the relationship between the mind and the heart, the knowing that has no name. That's where we return to ourselves, the way we can't even describe it. And so when you feel out of sorts, you feel a little bit lost, you need to clean your compass. That's a tremendous set. Even if you did 1 minute of each, get to know this. Use it well. All there for you. I will see you so soon. Back next Saturday. Bye, my love. Sit down.